Can you still pass the NCLEX if you run out of time? No. I'm talking about the computer shutting off on you because you're too slow and you're on question 177 and you gotta go. Hi, I'm Moet, creator of Moets Cove, where I offer you tips to help you live and let live in this one life to live. And I got the tip for you with the NCLEX-RN exam. Can you imagine running out of time? Like, besides not passing the exam, running out of time? I didn't even think that was possible. I thought 5 hours was good enough. If you were sweating at the exam room like I was, you will run out of time. Let's just jump right into the 10 tips. Step 1, schedule the exam date. That's step 1. Meaning, you go on your calendar, you look, then you go on the Pearson VUE website or the Nclex website and pick the date. Don't do anything else. These are the tips that I did. Trust me. Your nerves will be shot from the time you booked it. So now that I know that I have the 2 months, step 2, make a study schedule. With you knowing, step 1, the date is coming regardless of what, because you already paid for it and set the date. Step 2, you make a study schedule. So you're studying every day, right? Now, the fact that you're studying every day, so you break it down. All right, I have 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 1 month. But you have to make a schedule and you have to stick to it. Okay. Step 3. What are you going to be studying? Purchase UWorld. If you haven't already, purchase UWorld. If you haven't already, purchase UWorld. What, you taking the Nclex exam? Listen to what I just told you. Purchase UWorld. UWorld. That's the, listen, that is the only thing I used. But I'm telling you, 2021, and they're not even sponsoring me. Like, I need to contact one of them UWorld representatives to ask them how I could be one of the advertisements, because anybody that knows me, that asks me, what did you use to pass the Nclex exam? I'm like, UWorld. The only other thing I got besides the UWorld was a gentleman called Mark Clemick. And I only use him when I'm driving, or if I'm cleaning, or if I'm doing something that I cannot be physical at the same time, like take notes at the same time. So, I mean, if you are one of those people who you just need something extra with your UWorld, you just cannot, your nerves is too much. You just cannot just use one item to stay. You cannot just use UWorld. You need multiple things. I give you one more thing you can get. Get Mark Clemick. That's it. You'll get a whole tons of other nursing books. All you gotta hear is somebody say, oh, this nursing book worked for me. Ah, you on Amazon. You ordering it. No. You're welcome. That's the only thing you need. Tip number 4, start studying. Tip number 4, start studying. Start studying. What I mean by start studying, some people don't know how to study. So guess what? When I say step 4, start studying, find your study schedule. Find your study style. Some people are visual. Some people are audio. Some people are whatever. Me, I'm everything. So listen, I needed to see flashcards. I needed to keep doing mad questions. And with you're going to have enough questions for days. This video is going to be long. I talk a lot. Step 5, reward yourself for small accomplishments. I plan to study 5 hours and you're able to accomplish those 5 hours. Then you got to reward yourself and say, you know what? I'm going to give myself a couple of hours today or next week or that weekend to do something. No, you cannot go out on the weekends, watch TV shows, be on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, YouTube, when you haven't accomplished your studying for the day. You cannot then, somebody calls you, be like, oh, this is happening. You'd be like, oh, okay, I'll go, and when I come back, I'll study. No, 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 no. You have to study first. Then you can go outside. Number 6, it came right on time. Eliminate all distraction. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. You're gonna have to mute it, probably delete it. You're not gonna be active. Instagram and all that stuff. The only time you have for them is when you're rewarding yourself. You just count yourself out. That means you're studying. So if you know you want to go out that weekend or you want to watch that TV show, your first priority is accomplishing the study time. Once you have knocked out your 4 or 5 hour study, yes, you can reward yourself then with something small, okay? Step 7, rationales. Rationales. Okay. You know who I am. I don't want to be no hypocrite. I made this study schedule, and there are just some days, you know how some days it just rains, and there's some days you probably had some bad news, or there's just some days you just don't feel like reading any nursing books. Step 7, rationales. That's when they come in. On those days that I know I have to study, I just have to study, but just the thought of cracking that book is making my eyes cross. I won't waste a day. Then I'll just do rationales, meaning all the questions that you've taken previously, you go back and you read all the rationales. I used to use, goodness great, Quizlet. Yes, Quizlet. And don't even bother taking the exam questions. Just read the rationales, go through the answers and just read the rationales. You learn so much because the rationales, they break it down. You learn so much from reading the rationales, whether the answers was right or wrong when you took the exam. If you're reading previous questions that you took, if you want, read the question and just the rationale. That's it. Don't try to answer the question. Don't try to do extra. On the days that you just know that you are done, you just cannot think about another nursing situation. Just read rationales the whole day, which means you have no free day. What you thought I was gonna say? If you don't feel like you take a break, no. Number 8. It sounds a little bit redundant, but what I did was I took previous Nclex exams from the previous year. Like, so what year are you in? Because I don't know when you'll be listening to this. You take the previous exam, and you would take it under normal service, under normal setting. So we're in 2021. I would go and get 2020's Nclex exam and pretend that I'm taking the exam 5 hours under that setting once a week. Now I gotta tell you something. That's one tip I followed, but I didn't do well. My day was on Sundays. So every single Sunday, that was part of my study schedule. Remember I told you make a study schedule? So part of my study schedule, which is tip number 8, take previous Nclex exams under the setting so that you're familiar, your anxiety, everything is out. You set up a place in your house, quiet, you get the Nclex exam, everything you're gonna possibly need. You mute your phone, you tell everybody that you're gonna be out of commission for 5 hours, and you sit and take the Nclex exam, a previous Nclex exam, as if you were in the exam room, so that you could get used to 1, sitting for many hours. 2, you do it so often that when it's time for the exam, it's a breeze because you get to pace yourself. This is where I went wrong. I made that in my study schedule. I only followed it maybe twice. Every Sunday, by the time that Sunday came for me to sit under normal settings, I would still have backup studying that I had to catch up from the days that I didn't make. Only last maybe 2 hours sitting there under normal circumstances trying to take the exam. 9. Finally, don't compare yourself to other people. That's gonna be hard. because when you're in nursing school, the competition is real. Everybody wants to know what everybody's grade was and everything like that. And that's going to be the same way when you graduate. When you graduate, all your classmates, the ones that went right away and took the exam, they're going to be bombarding people. Oh, I just took the exam. Oh, I just passed. Oh, and you're going to feel pressure like, dang. Oh my gosh, she just went and took her exam. He just went and took his exam and they passed. Oh my gosh, I still have not taken my exam yet. And then you're going to go panic mode. And then you're going to do what other people always do. Start asking everybody, so what did you use to study? Oh, then I'm going to go get that book. Oh, you use that one? Oh, and I'm going to get that book too. By the time you're done, you have like 20 books. And you didn't even crack one of them open. All you need is UWorld. I cannot stress that enough. Master one thing. Master one thing. And if you're one of those people that you just cannot fathom the idea of just using one thing to study for the Nclex exam, because that's like the biggest thing since sliced bread, then I recommend you get this one other person called Mark Klimek. That's it. K-L-I-M-E-K. So number 9, don't compare yourself to other people. Listen, I don't even know what's popular anymore. All I know is UWorld was all I needed. Not only UWorld was all I needed, UWorld told me I wasn't ready for the Nclex. And I still passed. That's how hard UWorld was for me. I used to go cuckoo taking UWorld. UWorld was harder for me than the Nclex. Okay, number 10. That should probably be number 1 too. Pray or meditate regularly. I'm not going to say every day. You need to tap into your inner self. Whatever, however you get to it. Number 10 is just to definitely tap within yourself. You're going to need that only to calm you down, not to pass the exam, because if you want to pass the exam, I told you get UWorld. You're going to need somebody to help you internally calm down the stress that you're about to go into, knowing that you have an exam coming. You cannot, I don't care, you cannot party your way. You can't party the stress away. You cannot sex the stress away. You cannot fight the stress away. You cannot eat the stress away. You cannot exercise the stress away. The anxiety that you're going to have knowing that you have an exam coming will be with you every single day and night until you taking that exam. A higher power, a higher calling, a higher something to bring those down. And no, I'm not even talking meds. No anxiety medications, please. All natural. Just meditate. Sit in the lotus pose thing. Breathe in and out. Count. Inhale, exhale. Imagine yourself passing that exam. And that's it. You got to speak it into existence. And that's all I got to tell you. That's the tips. I hope they helped. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying this content. I plan to give you more.